This man is crazy. He jumped into the freezing Bering Sea at minus 35 degrees. Such a crazy act. Because there was a giant walrus floating in the sea. Just now. The crew was retrieving cages of Matsuba crabs. And the cages are yielding a good catch. The average number of crabs in each cage is about 400 to 500. Suddenly, the crew noticed a large object floating in the sea not far away. They get closer and take a look. It turns out to be a dead walrus. Walrus teeth are very valuable. But not just anyone can get them. By law, only native Alaskans can legally acquire and keep them. Mike is the only one on board who fits the bill. He has an Asian face. He's of Inuit descent. He grew up in Alaska. So they woke up Mike, who was sleeping. They went out on deck to fish for a walrus. But the walrus was swollen like a balloon. They didn't know where to start. So Freddy took off his clothes. And jumped right into the sea. This scared the captain. Because the average person in the Bering Sea at this time of year wouldn't last more than a minute before going into shock or hypothermia. This guy is crazy. He's the same guy who jumped into the ocean for a 1,000-year-old sunken log. He was riding on top of a walrus. He was trying to tie the walrus up with a rope. The captain is worried about him. He threw him a life preserver. Everyone tried to pull him onto the boat. But he couldn't leave the walrus. Finally, the crew had to force him aboard. I have to say, this guy was in great shape. 2 minutes in this temperature and he's not hurt a bit. Afterward, the captain came down to the cabin and gave Freddy a good scolding. And then the crew finally got a rope around the walrus tail. They lifted it up with a crane. Old Chang took a saw and sawed off his tooth that. The only person who could legally own this tooth. And in the traditional culture of the Alaskan natives, the walrus whiskers are also used as ornaments. Finally, the captain called the crew together for a meeting. He emphasized that even if there is gold in the sea, you are not allowed to go into the water. Because you only live once.